Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another Ninja Focus video. And today I want to do something just a little bit different. Now, many YouTubers come from the space where they were tech nerds first and then kind of learned cameras and learned how to do production and editing and all that stuff secondly. Not everyone, but that's how I've seen a lot of YouTubers come about. Me, I kind of came from the opposite side. I was into commercial photography and wedding videography first, and then I brought out my inner geek and became a tech YouTuber. So some random little idea that popped into my head is, if I could build a legitimate production team out of just the current tech YouTubers that I at least follow, who would it be and what positions would they hold? Now, let me be clear that all of these people could pretty much do any of these jobs. As YouTubers and business people, you kind of have to wear multiple hats. And these aren't necessarily the positions that they may want to do. But this is like it's like coming up with your own draft. Call this like fantasy tech YouTuber production team, dream YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. This is basically the dream team if I were to be in charge of putting together a production team for a technology video. So first and foremost, as a director, I would choose Marquez from MKBHD. Now, he is one of the most, at least in my opinion, honest and genuine reviewers that I've ever seen, and has stayed true to that message throughout the years. No matter how big he's gotten lately, I still watch his videos and can't help but thinking that his opinions and everything he's saying is completely genuine, as to where some other channels that have gone pretty big throughout the years, I just feel like I'm just being thrown at ads. And so him being the director, I think, would really be able to stay true to whatever the vision of the video was, and whatever script or any sort of dialogue he's going to make sure is genuine and honest. Next up, you have the DP, the director of photography. This person is in charge of basically taking the director's vision and putting it to an actual frame. So in charge of thinking about lightings, cameras, what lenses to use, where to place everything, stuff like that. And that goes to Ash Taylor. If you guys do not follow Ash Taylor, just what are you doing with your life? One of the best channels on YouTube, completely underrated. You can tell how much time he takes putting into each of these videos, the effects, the color grading, the locations, and just the overall image and final product that you get is second to none. This dude is insane. I would be honored to ever be on a set with this guy working as a DP. Then you have your key grip and grip team. Now your grip team are basically taking the DPs and directors and everybody else's vision and putting it to logistical use. So setting up C-stands and bounce cards and flagging and light rigs. Honestly, I don't think they get enough credit on a film set because they are some of the, if not the most important people for bringing everyone's vision to life. They have an incredibly hard job half the time coming up with some insane rigs. And so I think the key grip, the person who's kind of in charge of the grip team who works directly with the DP and camera operators, is Brandon from Linus Tech Tips. The dude is an absolute stellar camera operator and B-roll getter. But I think as a key grip, he would be able to completely take on a team and come up with some amazing light up setups. What they've done in Linus Tech Tips warehouse is just absolutely insane. And some of the shots he's gotten with the bokeh in the background and the different lights and stuff. The setups I'm sure took many, many hours, and I have to give mad respect to the guy. And next up, we have the camera operator, obviously the person who legitimately holds the camera and comes up with the different rigs and actually uses the dang things to get the shots that the DP, the grip team, and everybody has their vision. This person is actually holding the frame in their hands, no pun intended. And for this, I would love to have Matt from Cinematography Database. This channel is absolutely insane. If you want to learn all about filmmaking and just crazy amounts of knowledge, this dude is awesome. Honestly, he should be in this place putting together this team, and I would love to hear his picks for his team. But the guy's absolutely insane. His knowledge is second to none, and the amount of cameras and just knowledge he's had that I've seen over the years in his videos means that I would absolutely love him and trust him holding a camera to get my project done. Moving right along, we have the first AD, the first assistant director. Now, this person has a incredibly hard job and never gets enough credit, in my opinion. They deal with all the logistics, putting together the schedules, the shot list, making sure everybody's in the right location at the right time, as well as dealing with safety and regulations to make sure no one gets hurt on set, and dealing with, union rules and all that crazy stuff that goes along with productions. And this one I had a little bit of a hard time with because I don't necessarily think this is their biggest strength. But I definitely noticed some key traits here that I would love to have on my set. And this goes to Jonathan Morrison. When I was in LA last fall, I had the pleasure of meeting Jonathan. He's a really cool guy, and he actually has a pretty big production in terms of YouTubers. He's got a couple people under his belt. He's running multiple channels and a couple different companies. So the dude can handle a crazy amount of work and must be incredibly organized. So I would love to have him as a first AD. And then once production is all wrapped up, you have post-production. For this, you got everything from sound, editing, to colorizing, everything. So for a lead editor, I would choose Peter McKinnon. He is one of the fastest growing YouTube channels I've ever seen. 4 or 5 months ago, the dude was at 20 or 30,000 subscribers. He just crossed over 500,000 subscribers, and it is incredibly well-deserved. His work is awesome. The way he can go from a standard vlog style to a cinematic video in one frame is insane to me. So he's a master editor. I love his transitions, and he's very creative with his transitions, but you can tell he's basically taking popular transitions that people are overusing because they're just dragging and dropping it onto the timeline, and he's actually putting in the work to do specific masking and just very creative stuff. Love his work, and I would love to have him edit one of my videos. Then we have sound mixing, and this kind of could go back to production because I would love this person on set capturing sound as well, but he's also a master sound mixer. And this is Carmichael from Sam and Nico channel, or Corridor Digital, pick whichever one. I've watched many tutorials on sound from this guy, and he can mix everything. I mean, looking at these timelines, I've played a little bit with sound mixing and Foley art. This stuff fascinates me, but I definitely don't have a talent for it. And this guy definitely does. If you haven't seen him before, go to the Corridor Digital channel. That is where their main work is. And then Sam and Nico is kind of their behind the scenes channel. And you'll get a ton of awesome content there. Now, if I needed any sort of visual effects work done, that is where I definitely have to give it up for Ren, the renderer from Corridor Digital as well. Now, if you're wondering why I picked two people from this production house, well, it's because they are an actual production company, but I followed him for many years, and his visual effects work is just insane. The amount of work that this guy can not only produce in his final product, but in how short of a time frame they have is just crazy. So Sam and Nico channel, again, if you want to see the behind the scenes on this guy, but definitely I would love to do a collaboration involving special effects with Ren. Yeah, you're awesome. And then comes to one of the final stages of post-production, and that is color correcting and color grading. So we need a colorist. This is personally my favorite part of the process, and honestly it could go to pretty much any of these guys. I love their work, so it's very hard just picking someone different and just one person for this job. But honestly, it's going to go to, if I had to pick anyone, Brandon Harvard. And if you don't know him, he's actually an incredibly small YouTube channel, but his work is just amazing. I love the colors and tones that he uses in his videos, and I'm incredibly jealous that he's getting a red here soon, so it's going to be even more amazing. But his thumbnails and his dark tones definitely align with my personal style, and I would happily throw this guy into a editing bay and just see what amazing work pops out of it. So yeah, definitely would love to have Brandon as the colorist. And then, of course, there's one piece that I didn't mention throughout the production part, and that is the talent. Because I certainly, if I had this group of people behind the scenes, I definitely wouldn't want me in front of the camera, or else the entire production would be ruined. So personally, I would picture Lou from Unbox Therapy in front of the camera. The dude's personality is just hilarious, and I think it's one of the key reasons as to why he's become so popular. Not to put down any of the work that they're doing elsewhere, but definitely his personality is just one of the reasons that YouTubers take off. The fact that he can be so comedic, but also get to the point, as well as just fun and honestly just enjoyable to listen to. I'd be happy to have him in front of the camera. So yeah, that is my dream production crew, and I want to know what you guys think. Would you change out anyone? Would you keep the same list? Would you do an entirely different list of people? Let me know down in the comments below who you would substitute out. And again, any of these people can do pretty much any of these jobs and switch around, so it's very hard to just pick one per seat. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think down below. If you really liked it, get subscribed, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.